going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire Podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. And my name is Kendall Bowman. I got a loaded show for you guys today, but before I get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. All right, guys, we got a hilarious story today to start us out. From NBC News, Florida Republican pitches bill to eliminate the Florida Democratic Party. Now, I am just going to tell you the headline first because, let's be honest, when most people are rifling through news, they really only read the headlines. There's a lot of people out there that do read the entire articles and stuff. But let's be honest, the overwhelming majority of people will literally just read the headline and move on. And in fact, I saw this on Twitter. I responded to a man who posted a headline just like this on Twitter. He said, "Florida Republicans now want to get rid of the Democratic Party. This is fascism." And I just died laughing because I had already read the entire story about this. So I'm going to go ahead and actually show you the entire bill that will actually destroy the Democratic Party. This act may be cited as the ultimate cancel act. Okay, here we go. The division shall immediately cancel the filings of a political party to include its registration and approved status as a political party if the party's platform has previously advocated for or been in support of slavery or involuntary servitude. Thank you, NBC. Thank you for admitting that the party you love so much is the party of slavery. Thank you for finally admitting that. Oh my goodness. They outright admitted to being the party of slavery. I love it. You can't make this stuff up. But I love the deception tactic. I love that they tried to deceive us. Florida Republican pitches bill to eliminate the Florida Democratic Party. See, you read that headline and you don't read the article, and it makes it just sound like, oh, there's Ron DeSantis being fascist, being Hitler again. Like, come on, guys. And then you read a little bit more into it. A Republican in Florida's legislature has filed a bill that, if enacted, would eliminate the Florida Democratic Party. The ultimate cancel act filed Tuesday by State Senator Blasey, I believe that's Blasey Ingoglia. You guys know I'm bad with names. Don't judge me, okay? Would require the state's Division of Elections to immediately cancel the filings of any political party whose platform had previously advocated for or been in support of slavery or involuntary servitude. The bill, called SB 1248, would require Florida officials to notify all registered voters who belong to any canceled parties that their parties no longer exist. It would also change their voter registrations to no party affiliation and provide procedures for those voters to update their affiliations to an active political party. The bill would allow any canceled political parties to re-register with the Florida State Department, but only under the condition that the party change its name to something substantially different from the name of any other party previously registered with the agency. The proposed legislation doesn't explicitly mention the Democratic Party, but the party throughout much of the early and mid-1800s supported slavery. Southern Democrats in particular supported protecting slavery in the U.S. and opposed civil rights reforms for decades after the Civil War. The party underwent a major realignment in the 19th century, and support for such policies has been absent from its platform or general discourse for many years. See, here's the problem with that, Democrats. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You cannot sit here in the midst of this bill saying, oh, that was 150 years ago. We've changed and we had a realignment. You cannot sit there and say that and then in the same light state that, oh, slavery has such a massive impact on minorities today. You can't have it both ways. You cannot say that, oh, it was 150 years ago. It doesn't matter that we supported slavery. If slavery really does have a massive impact today, and I believe in some ways it does, then shouldn't there be punishment for that? Shouldn't there be consequences for that today? For the party that supported it? For the only party left in this country that supported slavery? I believe there should. And what does that say about the Republican Party truly? It states that, hey, black people, the Democrats, they just outright admitted to being the party of slavery. And we all know that slavery still has impacts on the lives of minority communities today. And they're responsible for it. So don't vote for them. And secondly, the Republican Party is out here banning these fools. They're banning these fools that wanted to that supported, enslaving your community. They're banning their parties. Man, what a time we live in. They outright admitted it. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. They could have just ignored this, and almost no one on the left would have known about this bill. Because multiple studies have shown that people on the left primarily get their news from only left-wing news sources. So if the left-wing news doesn't say anything, the people on the left don't see this. Oh my goodness. It's just so funny, man. I completely support this. I would consider myself conservative, but I'm a populist. I would say that I lean slightly towards libertarianism. Small L, libertarian. I would say that I am a staunch anti-slavery individual. My wife is African American. I have a mixed race daughter. The scar left on this country from slavery is a major issue that still plagues this country today. It's very clear. It's very obvious. There's still major issues that minority communities face today that are left over from that period in American history, and that's reality, guys. Ultimately, I believe that every single party who previously supported this should absolutely be disbanded and destroyed. I mean, it's only right. And let's be honest, there's only one party left still going today that previously supported it. And that's my problem with the Democrat Party. You can't have it both ways. If you can't in one sentence say that slavery still has major impacts on minority communities today, and then in the next say that, the Democratic Party we supported it, but it was like 150 years ago. It doesn't matter. No, it does matter. You just said it mattered. You just said it mattered. That you just said that it has still major impacts on America today, on minority communities today. You can't have it both ways. All right, that's all I got to say about that. I got another story coming for you guys here in a second. Before I get into that, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. If you like my commentary on this, or if you don't, tell me down in the comments. And if you want to debate, talk about things, let's do it. All right, we're going to have to end the day on a frustrating and a bit of a angry note. From myself, from Fox News, Biden slammed for laughing while discussing mom who lost 2 children to fentanyl. Shameful. Fox, can we not do the whole Biden slammed thing? I mean, don't get me wrong. He was heavily criticized for it, but just tell us the news, for heaven's sakes. Okay. Biden slammed for laughing while discussing mom who lost 2 children to fentanyl. Shameful. President Biden was criticized for letting out a laugh as he discussed a mother who lost her 2 children to fentanyl overdoses in 2020. Biden chuckled while discussing the situation during the House Democratic Caucus Issues Conference in Baltimore Wednesday night. Excuse me. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene pinned blame on the government for failing to stop the inflow of illicit drugs into America during a House hearing on the southern border crisis. Her comments were in response to testimony from Rebecca Kiesling, whose two sons died in July 29, 2020 due to fentanyl poisoning. According to the Detroit News, the two consumed what they thought were Percocet pills, but contained fentanyl. This government has failed you, and it's failing American families, and it's failing most of all, it's failing our children and our young people, Greene said during the hearing on Tuesday. Listen to this mother who lost two children to fentanyl poisoning tell the truth about both of her sons' murders because the Biden administration's refusal to secure our border and stop the cartels from murdering Americans every day by Chinese fentanyl, Greene tweeted after the hearing. While discussing Greene's comments and the loss of Kiesling's sons, Biden laughed. Isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene amazing? Oof, Biden says as he laughs. I should digress probably. I've read she was very specific recently, saying that a poor mother who lost two kids to fentanyl, that I killed her sons. Well, the interesting thing is that fentanyl they took came during the last administration, Biden said while laughing. Shameful and embarrassing, Rep. Jim Banks from Indiana commented on the video shared by the Republican National Committee. And there's the problem with Biden. In fact, there's the problem with the Democrats. Nothing's ever our fault. We're just going to blame it on the last guy. Or we're just going to blame it on some random Republican. Or we're always just going to blame it on Trump or, DeSantis. Because they're all a bunch of Hitlers. They're all fascists. They're just all evil and it's just, rah. See, here's the problem. Let's lay this out. So, Barack Obama and Joe Biden are the president and vice president at the time. And Trump, when he gets into office, inherits a terrible border problem from that administration. Now, you can sit there and you can say, oh yeah, this was back in 2020. This situation was his fault. But then you have to look at the policies of what Trump was doing compared to the Obama administration, and then also compared to the Biden administration now. And you see there's a very large distinction between the two. See, Trump wanted to build the border wall. He wanted to increase security at the border. He wanted to fund or more heavily fund ICE and the Border Patrol Agency. He wanted to completely close the border. At multiple times during his administration, he wanted to completely close it. And every single time, they stood in his way. Every single time, the Democrats were blocking him. So, it's very clear that Trump was making more of an effort to stop things like this from happening during his administration, far more than what was going on in the Obama administration. Let's make a comparison to what's going on today in the Biden administration. Oh, man, this is terrible. From the Post-Millennial, suspect in rape, murder of 20-year-old autistic woman was illegal border crosser, alleged MS-13 gang member, released by the Biden administration into the U.S. despite his arrest before killing. Wow. House Judiciary Committee Republicans have launched a probe into the alleged murder, rape of a young autistic woman by a member of the MS-13 gang who was arrested at the U.S.-Mexico border as an unaccompanied minor. This is insane. They will sit there and they will blame Trump, say, oh, that's not my fault. They will laugh at the deaths of your children while their policies, even though they have the power to stop all of this. We could close the border and put all the soldiers we got, build a big old beautiful wall down there at the southern border, and we could stop every single bit of this. President Biden has the power to stop this. He's just refusing to do it. And your children will die. They will be raped by MS-13 gang members. Your children will die of fentanyl-laced drugs and exposure. And Biden will laugh. And he'll blame it on Trump. He will laugh and he'll say, that's not my fault. That was the last guy. Ultimately, you look at the policies, and Trump was doing everything that he could to stop the massive influx of illegal border crossings that has made it so easy for these cartels to sexually traffic children, as well as bring in extreme narcotics like fentanyl into the country that had killed. Now, I could be wrong about this. I don't have the exact number. I believe in 2022, there was 110,000 people that died just in the year of 2022 from fentanyl poisoning. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it. Okay. But I believe I saw that was the number. And if that's true, that's only 6,000 less than all of the Americans who died in World War I. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Guys, I don't know what's going to come of this. I know that this is just getting worse, and Biden's not doing anything to stop it. These stories keep happening. Our children keep getting raped. Young women keep getting raped and murdered by MS-13 gang members. There was a 15-year-old up in Ohio, I believe, who was raped and was impregnated by an MS-13 gang member. Absolutely insane. Just insane. These policies are not working. These open border policies, these weak border policies, they don't work, and they're just getting Americans killed and hurt. All right, guys. That's all I got to say today. That's the show. I will have another show coming for you guys on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.